Hey guys, welcome to Always Unique, and it's your girl Dominique here to give you the tea on me. Hi guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I am here with another video on my new life in Rome, and I just want to start this off by giving my first impressions of Rome. So we got to the airport, and it was an airport. We had to sit there waiting on my brother for a little bit. He came and got us, and then we went outside, and it was still an airport. Like, I've been to Florida and different things. As soon as you get to the airport, you're like, palm trees. Yeah, it still looked like an airport once we got there. He took us to the car, and that's when I started getting excited. That's when we started seeing things, and I was like, Lion King trees. Anyway, it wasn't the tree. But if you guys can see, like, it really did look like it. So I got all excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this research. I'm going to figure out what kind of tree this is and get some history on it. And when I looked up the Lion King tree, it was like some ancient baboa tree or something like that. Don't quote me on that. It wasn't the tree. Actually, when I looked it up, it actually showed me the tree that Rafiki was in, not the tree I was looking for. I was looking for the one on the cover, but it's okay. If you see it, it definitely did look like it, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But I was excited because anybody who knows that I love Lion King. Can't talk. But yeah, so we continued. As we were going through the city, we could just see that, like, a lot of the buildings, like, you just see the history in it, and I love that because I was so excited to come here for the exploring. Like, I want to learn the history, I want to know everything, so it's really exciting to see that a lot of the buildings that were actually here during the Roman Empire they're still here, basically. So yeah, we get to the house, and that's when we really started seeing, like, the differences and things, like the way that they have stuff set up in the home. I'm going to show you guys a couple of pictures. So this is a picture of their outlets. We actually use adapters around the house. We have 1,000 of them because most of our appliances still have American outlet plugs on them. So we have to kind of stick everything into these adapters to get them into the walls. My charger is actually connected to a USB port on there now. And my brother has a washer and dryer, but they're actually found in funny places. So this washer is in the kitchen, and then the dryer can actually be found outside. And here's the fan favorite. Every bathroom has a bidet, and that little button in the middle is actually how you flush all the toilets. But everybody always gets excited when I show them this. It's the fact that the toilet bowl is so high up on the wall. So yeah, I figured you guys would want to see, like, those pictures and a couple of different things that they have here that we don't have in the States. But this past weekend, my brother ended up having to work. So of course, me and my sister are like, well, we're not staying in the house. So we're like, okay, let's go on a walk in the park. I've been looking for a park. So we found one up the street and we went walking, and guys, I'm so excited to show you guys what we found. Take a look. Hi guys. So we are here in the park. It's so pretty. I'm gonna turn the camera around so you guys can see our view. It is so pretty, guys. So yeah, it was like yesterday we were just looking for a park to walk through. I was ready to see some nature, see some trees, pathway. different things like that. We came across this entrance and we're like, why would we want to go in this entrance? Well, let's go. Just walking. Now, this is just being, of course, nosy. And we're like, why do we want to go across here? Like, it looks like a parking lot. How are we going to get downstairs? My sister's like, well, one thing I'm not doing is going down. At all. And I agreed. We're like it smells like food. Well, if you see, I'm like, okay, well, there's grocery carts. So maybe it's a grocery store. So we start thinking, like, is there anything that we need from the grocery store or anything? And just to point this out, if you guys are familiar with Aldi's, their carts are the same. You put a quarter to get a cart and you put the cart back to get a quarter. So it's just like that. So we're like, okay, grocery store, cool. And there's some steps to go down. So we're like, okay, let's go down some steps. Y'all, it is an entire mall, like legit. Now you guys saw where we just were. It was a real life mall. It's like a whole mall. So I recorded a little bit as we were walking through the mall, just so you guys can see like a little bit of their fashion. It is cold here right now. It is winter time. It's not going to snow or anything, but that's why you're going to see a lot of coats, scarves. Even the people that are walking by, you'll see them in winter clothes. This first store that we are actually coming up on was the first store we went in when we came to the mall the first time. And my sister actually ended up buying this yellow vest. So cute. And yep, so we continued to walk through the mall, just taking a look at what stores they had and different things like that. And I was just blown by the fact that we found a mall, honestly. And although we found the mall the other day, we didn't really get to explore. So this video is us getting to actually take a look at all the stores in the mall. But I just want to give you guys a couple of fun facts. So here is my first one. You see that right there? And I slowed it down just to make sure that you guys saw what you saw and made sure that you knew what you saw. That is the man literally walking his dog. So, fun fact number one, they are literally allowed to take their dogs anywhere. And when I say anywhere, I mean grocery store. I'm talking like anywhere you can imagine that you would walk inside, you can have your dog. When we went grocery shopping the other day, people had their dog in this place called Panorama. That's kind of their Walmart here. I'll show you that later on because there's actually one in the mall as well. But yeah, I just wanted to point out the fact that they literally take their dogs anywhere. And I kind of love it. Like, I wish, well, I don't have a dog, but I have had them in the past. And, you know, sometimes I had to leave her outside and I just hated that. So I love that they're able to bring their dogs wherever they want to. And might I add, like, their dogs are so well behaved. Like, I don't know what they are doing to those dogs, but they're so well behaved. And here is fun fact number 2. So this is actually the third mall that we've been to since we've been in Rome. And all of them, I have noticed, do not have food courts, like whatsoever. So this that I'm showing you right now, this is actually their food court. So they have multiple mini cafes throughout the mall, but no actual food court. I think we saw like maybe 3 in this one. And I actually have one that I'll show you later on that me and my sister actually did eat our lunch at. And here we are coming up on fun fact number 3. Most of the Escalades, no matter where you see them, whether it was the airport, grocery store, or the mall, they are flat instead of stairs. And I just wanted to point out like how low the ceilings were. That barely missed my head, literally. I had to show you guys. Barely made it. Okay. cars things they got. Little kids area. And so now we're headed down to the lower level of the mall where we actually found some pretty cool stuff as well. And I really liked the view once we got down there, so I took a picture. And the next photo you see is of a photo booth. I'm sure it looks pretty normal, but this photo booth, you can actually get your driver's license pictures taken at as well as your passports. And I thought that was pretty cool, especially with how extra they are with us in the States. Like that passport picture, it was $15 extra to get it done at the post office. And it was only 6 at this photo booth. Well, €6, that is. So that's probably about 7 or 8 American US dollars. But sis and I actually stopped here because we wanted to get like the strip of photos. And unfortunately, you had to have like change and actually change in euros in order to get it. So we had a little photo shoot of our own. Lights, camera, action. Yes, give it to me. It's okay. That photo booth wouldn't have been able to take these good of a pictures. And the next thing that I'm going to show you is something I thought was really cool as well. This was actually the second one that we walked up on. So you see the screen that I'm coming up on, and you'll see that I'm in the camera. And so basically what it's doing is making sure that I have my mask on my face before I enter the mall. This is the entrance coming from the garage. There's also one at the very front of the mall. That was when I first noticed it, but I wasn't able to get that video because I didn't know what was happening. So I kind of got scared. I thought it wasn't going to let us back into the mall. But I thought that was pretty cool that they have that. I feel like they should have it at every entrance though. And you see there wasn't one at the entrance where we came in, which later we found out was actually the back door. And now we've come to the cafe where sis and I actually ate our lunch. We came here the first time, so you won't be able to see the exact sandwiches that we got. But we both had a bag of chips, which were pretty good. And we both actually got a sandwich out of this case here. And what was crazy was they had different sandwiches than what they had the day before. So I guess they changed them out every day. I did also get a pastry. Yeah, I got a pastry the first time that we came through on the way out after we ate our lunch. I took it home and ate it, and it was pretty good as well. But the sandwiches here were amazing. I'm pretty sure you can see how small the ones in the front are. I had a tuna fish sandwich, and it was in the front, so it was that small. But Janelle had a pretty big, hefty vegetarian sandwich that she absolutely loved. So it was a good experience all in all, and it wasn't expensive either. I think we spent about €10, which turned out to be about $13 US. Okay, and the last part of the mall that I want to show you all is the entrance. So I wanted to show you guys the front because as much as I want to advertise that this was a underground mall, it is indeed not. And actually, like I said, I've been to about 3 malls at this point. And it kind of seems like we just keep coming up on the back of the malls, which ends up looking like they're underground because what I have noticed about what they do with buildings, instead of, like, I feel like if we were in the States, they would have flattened the ground out and then build a mall on top of it. What they do in Rome is they build into the land. They don't really mess with or manipulate the ground before they build. And I kind of feel like they do that with a lot here actually. So where we would tear down an old building to build a new one, instead they would just build on top of a building. And even a lot of places downtown, like they have apartments and different things built on top, but they don't necessarily tear down the old, which is why I said a lot of the history was still here, because a lot of it actually is. But yeah, it looks like with their malls, they really build into it. So in the front, you're able to see it's wide open, but in the back, it's more underground. You have to go into the back of the mall. But Nevertheless, also the other word that you saw over there, it said Panorama. Like I stated before, that is their Walmart here. So whatever you need, you can find it at Panorama. Just like I like to say, Walmart is the devil in the States, Panorama is the devil here. You can go in there trying to spend $10 and end up spending $100. But that is actually also why the carts are in the back. Although most of the malls do have carts, I feel like that's also a thing, whether there's a Panorama or not. I have seen carts inside and outside of the malls, and that seems to be something pretty normal for them. But yeah, there's the Panorama sign again. And yeah. And there you have it, guys. I figured you guys would be just as excited about that as I was. I mean, I know it was just a mall, but you got to admit, Rome makes it just a little bit better. Like, they got some crazy stuff going on that we don't have going on in the States. And you know what? I actually want you guys to comment below if you have seen some of these things in the States. And maybe I mean, I've traveled a lot of places, but maybe I just haven't seen it all. So if you have seen some of these things in the States, please comment below. And like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that. Please hit that alert button. That way, every time I submit a video, you guys will know about it. But I'm so glad we made it through video 2. I hope you are enjoying my series so far, and I hope I'm also teaching you guys something. So please stay tuned for the next video. You know I'm always going to be getting myself into something because I just can't stay still. But why stay still when it's all of that outside? Well, that is the night. I'm going to go on and end the night with some good Netflix and some pineapples. And you guys have a great night as well. Until next time.